Deep within the heart of a dense, forgotten forest lay an ancient village, rumored to be cursed. The villagers called it the Wailing Woods due to the haunting cries that echoed through the night. Generations had passed since anyone dared venture near the village, believing malevolent spirits roamed its desolate streets. With a backpack filled with supplies and a flashlight to guide his way, Tim set off towards the Wailing Woods. The forest path grew darker and more twisted with each step, the trees enveloping him like towering specters. An eerie silence filled the air, broken only by the occasional rustle of leaves and distant, mournful cries. Among the local children, a brave soul named Tim was intrigued by the legend. He had grown up listening to spine-chilling tales of the village and was eager to explore its secrets. Determined to prove his bravery, he decided to venture into the cursed woods one fateful evening, despite the fearful warnings of his parents and neighbors. As he delved deeper into the woods, Tim began to feel an unsettling presence watching him from the shadows, but he pressed on, brushing off his unease as the imagination of a curious mind. Yet, the deeper he ventured, the more prominent the feeling became. In the heart of the village, Tim discovered a decrepit, dilapidated house. Despite its crumbling exterior, there was an inexplicable pull that drew him towards it. He cautiously entered the dwelling, the floorboards creaking under his weight. Inside, he found a room filled with aged portraits and moldy furniture. Among the dusty frames, one picture stood out, a family portrait with a faceless figure at its center. As Tim stared at the peculiar image, he heard a faint whisper, a voice from the beyond imploring him to leave. Feeling the weight of the unknown pressing upon him, Tim turned to leave the room, but to his horror, the door slammed shut on its own, trapping him inside. Panic surged through his veins as he struggled to open the door, but it seemed as if an invisible force held it shut. As the night deepened, the house's sinister presence became more apparent. Tim heard footsteps echoing through the empty halls and distant sobs that seemed to emanate from all directions. Each room he explored appeared to be plagued by an otherworldly presence, making him feel unwelcome and unworthy of intruding upon their domain. In one room, he encountered a small, tattered doll that seemed to follow his every move with its lifeless eyes. The doll's eerie grin sent shivers down his spine, and he quickly left the room, but the feeling of being watched only intensified. Time lost its meaning as the night wore on, and with every passing hour, the malevolent force in the house grew stronger. The walls seemed to bleed, and the creaking floorboards echoed like mournful wails. Tim knew he had to escape, but every attempt to leave was thwarted by the unseen malevolence. Exhausted and terrified, Tim stumbled upon a hidden chamber in the house's depths. Inside, he found a journal filled with the cryptic entries of a tormented soul. The journal revealed the tragic history of a family that once lived in the Wailing Woods. They were practitioners of dark magic who sought to attain eternal life through unholy rituals. The family's obsession with immortality led to their downfall, as they inadvertently unleashed malevolent spirits that claimed their lives and imprisoned their souls in the cursed village. The journal warned that anyone who ventured into the Wailing Woods would become ensnared in the spirit's malevolence, destined to join the family in their eternal torment. As Tim read the journal, he began to understand that he was merely another pawn in the spirit's endless game. The family's suffering had become a cycle, and he was destined to be the next victim. Desperation consumed Tim as he sought a way to break free from the malevolent clutches. He stumbled upon a faded parchment containing a ritual that could potentially sever the connection between the spirits and the cursed village. However, the ritual required a sacrifice of pure intentions, willing to offer themselves to the spirits in exchange for the family's freedom. Doubt and fear swirled in Tim's mind as he grappled with the decision. To stay mad, becoming part of the cursed village's darkness forever, while leaving would condemn the tormented souls to eternal suffering. In the end, his compassion and bravery prevailed. Determined to end the cycle of suffering, Tim decided to perform the ritual, offering himself as a sacrifice. With trembling hands, he followed the ancient instructions, the air thickening with energy as the spirit stirred. As the ritual reached its climax, Tim felt an otherworldly presence surround him. The spirits emerged, their anguished cries piercing through the night. Yet, instead of hostility, they conveyed gratitude and sorrow. They thanked him for his selflessness and recognized his bravery to end their torment. In an ethereal display of power, the spirits accepted Tim as sacrifice, and the connection between the cursed village and the malevolent realm began to shatter. The house shook violently, walls crumbling, and the darkness slowly receded. As the first light of dawn peeked through the shuttered windows, the village returned to its long-forgotten slumber. Tim felt a sense of peace envelop him as he knew the spirits were finally free. The Wailing Woods ceased to exist. Its cursed history lay to rest with the release of the tormented spirits. Tim's name became synonymous with bravery in the surrounding villages. He had given his life to end the suffering of the malevolent spirits, and his tale was told through generations as a cautionary tale of courage and compassion. Though Tim was gone, his memory lived on in the hearts of the villagers. The legend of the Wailing Woods became a reminder of the price of curiosity and the eternal struggle between malevolence and selflessness. And as long as the woods whispered, Tim's story would echo through the ages, an eternal testament to the bravery that could conquer even the darkest of evils.